Hello and welcome. This is Mama Jess, and I'm going to show you how to cut lumber with a circular saw and a combination square and a speed square. I will show you up close after I walk you through this, but I just want you to watch my movements, see how I handle the material, and how I make my cuts. Okay? Okay. I'm going to cut this board down about 4 inches. So I'll make it 24 inches. Now this is a bigger piece of wood, wider. This is 8 inches. This is where the combination square comes in handy because this can scribe much bigger pieces of wood, wider pieces of wood, okay? So you can see me from a distance here. I will show you up close, but you can watch me. I'm going to go to this crow's feet line that I made. I'm going to make a pencil line. It's always important if you have really high, very expensive lumber to check your measurements twice. That's 24 inches. Watch my movement. Watch how I hook, pull. Okay, hook, pull. If I'm coming from the right this way, I lean my left hand to hold it, and I make my measurement here. Okay? If I'm coming from this side, like this. But either way, I have to cut on my right side because I'm right-handed. Okay? So when I cut this wood, I want it to drop off. I don't want to be hitting anything underneath. I always want my ear protection on. When you're using your circular saw, there's going to be a safety mechanism on it, so you're going to have to disengage that. When I do my saw, I wedge this safety guard out of the way. It always gets in the way and it causes more danger to me, okay? So that's something that I'll try to show you up close, okay? So when you're approaching a piece of wood, you want that blade to be going fast, or else it's going to bite and it's going to kick back. So you're going to see I'm going to get it going, and I'm going to follow. There are little marks on the saw that will be a guide for me to follow a straight line. And I'll show you up close when that time comes. Okay? So I'm going to set my skill saw, kind of see where there's a slight, see where this is going to be lined up. It's not going to be exact because I have to assess the blade as it's approaching the wood. Okay, but I get it kind of eyeball in the ballpark. Okay, I'm holding the wood with my opposite hand. Okay, and I'm lifting this up slightly so as I'm engaging this blade into the wood, I can see it, because if it's too flat, it's hard for me to see. So I have it up at a slight angle so I can see what the blade is doing. There you go. The next thing I'm going to do is a 2x4. I like to keep all my lumber underneath my sawhorses, and when I work with, when I'm building things, I like to have a piece of plywood on my sawhorses because I want all my tools to be with me up here. I don't want them rolling around on the ground, okay? So again, I just want you to watch my movement from a distance. Let's cut this down 5 feet. Okay. So again, watch me again. I'm standing here. I'm not walking all the way over here necessarily, unless it's a really long piece of lumber. I'm standing here and I'm wheeling it out. Remember, I'm grabbing with my finger, holding it, catching that end. I'm secure. Then I swap my hand, my left hand here, and I use my writing hand here to make the mark. Okay? Once you make the mark, you definitely want to measure it again. If you're working with very expensive lumber, you have to make the measurement perfect. Okay, then a speed square, similar here. The combination square, find that mark. Scribe it real well with your pencil. Now notice how I will put my saw down like this. I want the blade on the bottom and away from my body. Okay. One last thing you can do, this is called a roofing square. This is something I learned from my father. When you're working, like if you don't have these smaller combination squares, but if you're wanting to get a really good measurement, this works because when you're dealing with this long tongue here, this is going to help give an accurate measurement as far as the length of the wood, because sometimes you're dealing with wood that's kind of wonky, but if you can run this roofing square up against it, it will give you as close to an accurate measurement as possible. Okay, and same thing, wherever your mark is, you make your mark. But this is common for roofers to use this to also make a straight line. Okay, let's move the camera up here. You can see what I'm doing up close. Okay, here we are. Okay, let's say I want it 4 feet, 6 inches. Okay, gotta get it down a little closer. Okay, that's perfect right there. Okay, check the measurement, make sure I'm right. Yep, that looks good. My speed square. Okay, this piece here hooks over the top. I line up that point of the crow's foot, and this is my mark. If you don't have a speed square, you can use this one here. Right like that. Again, this is better on longer, wider pieces of wood. Okay. Look here, this is the mark that aligns with the blade. Okay, so that's nice that they give me this opening right here so I can assess where my line is. But I can't butt it all the way up like this, so I like to back it off about here, get the blade going, and then I'm watching the blade down here to see where it enters the wood. Okay. Okay, that's the cut. You can see there's a fracture here, it's a little wonky, but this is a scrap piece of board for instruction. Okay, I reckon that's everything for now. So with that, there's a lot that you can do with knowing how to cut lumber. You can hammer, screw, cut the lumber. You are ready to roll. If you go buy the hardware at the store, you're ready. All right, remember to wash your hands. Don't be stupid. That's how you stay safe, is be smart when you work and pay attention and observe everything around you. When you are cutting and you're working around pieces of block that fall down, you might have a lot of cutoffs like this. Watch your feet, make sure they're not where you're trying to work, because you can trip on this and hurt yourself. Okay? All right, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.